Hi, folks. So we are back for yet another team, and it's the Proteas, a team that has perennially underachieved in ICC tournaments. But don't forget, they won the first edition of this tournament, the ICC Champions Trophy, back in 1998 under the leadership of Hansi Kronia when Jack Tallis became the man of the match. So will it be their time yet again, this time in 2025? So I'm joined by Shubhradeep, and we would like to have a look at the squad. So they've got Temba Bavuma, the skipper. Then they've got Aiden Markram, Tony DeZorzi, Rassi van der Dussen, David Miller. In the wicket-keeping section, they've got Klaassen, Ryan Rickelton, Tristan Stubbs, and then Wen Mulder, Marco Jensen, Kagiso Rabada, Tabriz Shamsi, Anrik Nokia, Lungi Gidi, and Keshav Maharaj. So if we just try to assemble a playing 11 out of this, Temba Bavuma, the skipper, is surely going to be opening the innings. But who is going to be his partner? Is it going to be Tony DeZorzi? Or is it going to be Ryan Rickelton? Or do you push Aiden Markram up the order just to make it a case for Tristan Stubbs, the blue-eyed boy?
I don't know. I think I have to have Tristan Stubbs at any way in the in a team. So that means that I have to kind of push up someone in the top order. I am ready to do it. I don't think both have done well. Tony DeZorzi and Real Rickelton in Test matches. Zorzi scored a double century in Bangladesh, as was the kid Rickelton against Pakistan and New Zealand in Cape Town. So that can be one of the options, but I want to have Stubbs at number 4. So in that mode, I can actually promote Aiden Markram at the top order with Temba Bavuma. On a real world, of course, I have to say, on a real world, I would have dropped Temba Bavuma and play Rickelton and Markram in the opening position. But because Bavuma is the captain, I cannot drop him. So Bavuma and Markram to open. There is no argument on Rassi van der Dussen. I know he is not
surely one of the best 50 over players.
Absolutely, he is the third fastest to got 1,000 ODI runs, fourth fastest to got 2,000 ODI runs. So he has to have his place at number 3. It deserves his place in number 3 for South Africa. Then I can have Stubbs. As I mentioned for the Australia squad, you have to have someone who can soak the pressures, who can play the spin well, as is the case with Markram, who can also bowl a bit with the overs needed.
So both Stubbs and Markram can roll over their arms. Markram can bowl very well on pitches that offer a bit of turn. Don't forget his wicket of David Warner, which started the collapse in that semi-final in 2023. And then, after this number 4 comes the destructive part, the number 5 and 6, Henrik Klaassen and David Miller, two names that will inflict a lot of fear in the opposition's mind. Henrik Klaassen,
can you drop them from the playing 11?
The opposition will just party all night. Henrik Klaassen since 2023 is striking at 136 in ODI cricket, averaging 51. And David Miller, everyone knows the amount of experience this guy holds. And he's also sort of a clutch player for the Proteas. Remember his innings in that 2015 rain hit semi-final when he just jumped out onto the ground and smacked the New Zealand bowlers all across the park. And then at number 7 comes Marco Jensen, the young guy who is again growing in the ranks. A lot of talent, can bowl with the new ball, generate a good amount of swing, use his height as a good factor, and then don't forget his batting abilities. He smacked India for a quick fire 50 in the T20 series last year. Don't forget his innings against England at the Wankhede Stadium when Henrik Klaassen took all the credits with his 100. He also scored a 70. And then the bowling attack.
Well, they have to have Marcus Johnson, the tall guy who can also extract a bit of a pace and bounce from the surface of Pakistan that you can get. And they're playing in Karachi. The 2 games they're playing in Karachi, one against England and one against Afghanistan. And they're also facing the run phase against Australia in Rawalpindi. So they have to have Janssen, who can also bat and contribute to the bat a lot of way. Then you can have actually the left-arm spinner Keshav Maharaj. The list of injuries for South Africa is long, especially in the fast bowling or the spin bowling department. It's very lucky that they don't have their injury list in their premier pacer Kagiso Rabada and Janssen also. They are not injured, fingers crossed or touch wood for South Africa. And then you can actually go through the kind of a discussion whether to have Lungi Ngidi or Nokia. I personally want to have Nokia. I'm not sure with you, but I think the Nokia's pace and the aggressive
I think ball Nokia is someone who can just bowl as a middle overs enforcer, can use the short ball barrage. But again, is Nokia fit enough? Will he be fit enough to play all the matches? Lungi Ngidi is a different sort of bowler, maybe bowl with a new ball, then use the slower ball to good effect in the death overs, which has been his weapon over the years. But also they have Tabriz Shamsi. If it's a turning wicket, they can definitely use Shamsi. Shamsi has really bowled well over the last couple of years. If they
Yeah.
need more pace, then bowl both Nokia and Ngidi. But then there's a curious case of another guy, Gerald Coetzee.
What's happening? I mean, I'm surprised. We're making the video when JSK is placing Durban, and Fab suddenly said that we have got they're back in the playing 11, and there's Rob Walter, the South African coach. He said that we can't have Corsa because it's the case that he's recovering from an injury. The guy was recovering from the injury 48 hours ago, and he's playing in Durban, the Kings Mead, against the Super Giants. And there's I can see the video there. He's actually bowling is marking his run up here. He's going to bowl in the second innings when they will defend the score against the Super Giants. What's happening with South Africa? There's a long list of injuries. I know. I mean,
And I don't know because Gerald Coetzee was one of their standout performers in the 2023
yeah,
World Cup. He didn't play a lot of games, maybe, as it had his injury issues throughout. And don't forget his spell in that semi final where he came round the wicket, kept on bowling bounces, and then also foxed with a full ball, Josh Inglis.
and the fact is, it's not about only Corsia. It's about Lizard Williams. They said Lizard Williams is also in. Here is Lizard Williams giving an interview to Mike Hisson. He said, "I am fit enough to play." And there's also the case with Nande Burger. Nande Burger has also an issue, as was the case with Lung Ingidi. They are not sure about Ingidi how he'll play. And the reason in South Africa is that the issue is that both Babuma and Zordi are the two players who are not playing in the SA20 league. So I'm not sure of how much rhythm they will get. They can play the Tri Series in Pakistan involving New Zealand. But all these other players, all these other 13 or 14 players, which are actually involved in the SA20, they are going to the Tri Series. So they won't have the kind of preparation that you need before the tournament. So yeah, there is a bit of a speculation of how you kind of manage your main players going into the global tournament. And I mean, South Africa are bound to do well. I think they have done last couple of years, especially in the 50-over format, involving the World Cup and all the other things. But eyes will be there how they kind of shape themselves. I think if to get the earn a ticket for the World Test Championship final, they have kind of caused a little bit of an issue for the ODIs. That they lost their first whitewash
Yeah,
ODI
Pakistan.
whitewash at home. Yeah, Pakistan. So they have not done well. I mean, the coach has said that they will get the players in the great shape. But AB de Villiers, the former captain of South Africa side, has said that I am not getting a good vibe from the team environment or how they played in the series. So many questions on how they'll get it.
Yeah, I
Why
think
not?
there's a lot of
Yeah,
players from the 2023 squad who played well there, gelled well, but it's down to how they're going to perform as a team. Klaasen was superb in that Pakistan series. Miller has looked a bit scratchy here and there. Bavuma, I'm not sure how he's going to play in the ODI format. Also, the new guys, Tristan Stubbs or Zorzi, if he plays, Markram also. So, yeah, there's Nokia, how he's going to come back after the injury. I mean,
as
Rabada is definitely one of their best bowlers. He's been averaging 26 in the last 2 years, no doubt about him. Keshav is also a superb spinner. I mean, he can offer something with the bat also.
and they are playing. Obviously, if they qualify for semi-finals, one of those teams have to face India. If they qualify and they have to give a tour to Dubai, and you are playing in your home, South Africa, so bounce is here, and they are going to a bounce up there. It's a knee-high bounce. Dubai doesn't doesn't face a bounce a lot, as is the case with Karachi and all the other grounds. But here in South Africa, they are playing the Test series, ODI series. It's a 20. It's a bounce of the shoulder or head high. So the bounce is something that you have to manage to get your batting right. If Klaasen gets out, who will be there? If Miller gets out, who will be there for the middle order, lower middle order? So questions are there in the squad. But if they gel together in a day, on their day, they can actually score 400, 450 easily, especially if you are playing on those road pitches of Pakistan. So yeah, I think
Yeah, they
I
were
think
scoring 300s for fun. I think there was some streak in that World Cup which broke in that semi final.
yeah, they are actually, but it's absolutely they're at a tipping point. If they do well, they can do something very viciously, vanish the teams and opponents. I mean, betting on the
Also, I mean,
finger.
how Johnson is going to perform with the bat. That's
That's
important because
that.
after six,
Yeah,
I mean, in the T20 World Cup, that was the thing which happened against India. Once they lost class and Johnson struggled, and then they didn't have enough batting to finish that match.
yeah. That's another question that you have to kind of think of. So, squad looks good, and they are in a group of death. I would say they are facing Australia, they're facing England, and they're facing Afghanistan in Karachi. So, where are they finishing? Where is the prediction? semi-final, or you say bit of a here and there, and they can get out of the group stage? Because I
Yeah,
don't
here
see
and
them.
there.
I don't see them, honestly. I don't see
yeah, I
them
think
in the
it all boils down to how those big names play, but not really sure of their chances in the top four at this point.
Me too. I think they can actually boil in one of those games, bottle one of those games against England, who will come hard, especially after especially after debacle in the last ODI World Cup. They will be fighting up England, so they have to have England face England's batting, and they're going against Australia, who's against record in ICC tournaments for South Africa is not a good one. So yeah, tough one, and they're facing Afghanistan, who can actually change their fate at any day, especially on those pitches of subcontinent. So yeah, fingers crossed for South Africa. Maybe the sun will rise in the World Test Championship, but not for the Champions Trophy for sure, in my understanding.
Yeah, they have a great chance of changing their fortunes twice this year. So let's see how it turns out for in the men green.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we will make videos for the other teams as well. Please stay tuned. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further updates. Also, please share this video with as many guys as possible. Till then, cheers and goodbye.
Goodbye.